Hi beautiful one, welcome home. It's been a minute since my last vlog episode, a little over a month. I apologize for that. Each episode is a really big time commitment for me. And with the van build out and everything I still have to do around the house, it's just been a bit too much. But it's the end of the year and the end of the decade, so today I made a commitment to get a new video done for you. Today we're going to be talking about the van build out and what's been going on around here, and the shifts that have been occurring in my life experience and focus as we get ready to sail forward into this new decade. Alright, let's get started. Intro. So wow, only a couple more days left in this decade. I know decade is a man-made construct, but for whatever reason, humanity really focuses on the decade. We seem to consciously or unconsciously self-organize big chunks of time and experience around these decades. This last decade was pretty challenging for me. I spent the majority of it on the road, working to come to terms with my awakening and the dissolution of identification with my ego, which brought on some spectacular death throes of the ego patterns, pulling me into seeking happiness this way and that, and making what feels like to me were a few pretty bad choices. But this last year of having to sit still and cope with a really challenging experience has brought a lot of growth and unraveling of things that needed to unravel. Attachments and identifications that weren't serving me or the world. And now here I am poised about to hit the road again, but with a very different outlook and way of approaching it. As I've mentioned before, I'm feeling much less neediness around my connection with human beings. There's much more of an openness and a relaxing into the experience. But with this is coming a greater enjoyment around being around people. I'm finding I'm enjoying being social much more again. And I'm looking forward to many beautiful social experiences on the road without feeling a need to seek them. Speaking of being more social, I went to Ecstatic Dance a couple of weeks ago down in Houston, which turned out to be a lot of fun. Got to see a few people that I met when I went before, and made a few new friends. A bunch of us went to Manil Park after the dance and had a whole day long picnic just sitting and talking. And I found I really enjoyed the experience. I also went down to my dad's for his birthday and got to hang out with my friend Lorna, which was awesome. We rarely get to see each other, but it's quite a treat when we do. I've been getting a lot of work done on the van, which is great. The top is completely enclosed and sealed. I've got house wrap on it. I've got some of the windows in. But I had to take apart and reseal and repair other windows before I could put them in because they weren't very well made. It's been raining the last couple of days, and unfortunately I found out that the windows installed in the front and the back also were not sealed well. So I'm going to have to take apart the front and the back windows and reseal them while they're installed in the van. But I think I can do it without too much trouble. I also fired up my little wood stove for its first burn yesterday. I have to burn a fire in it for 20 to 30 hours to burn off the paint on the inside before installing it in the van. I've been feeling a really big shift within me lately. Much less desire and energy around following any ego whims, and a strong desire for greater peace in my life and experience. I find myself relaxing into my experience more and more each day, and have been seeing through some really big patterns recently that have been driving me for a really long time. Patterns around seeking happiness, and patterns around self-doubt and self-hatred, and not being good enough. I don't know why, but recently I've been able to see them more clearly and catch them more easily and relax myself out of them. I hope that trend continues because it's a really nice one. I'm finding that creativity brings me the greatest joy. So instead of seeking happiness outside of myself, I'm finding myself turning inward to allow creativity to flow forth. Whether it's working on the van or working on the dyed clothing or on these videos for you, allowing the creative force of the universe, of me, of you, of everything to flow through this vessel more freely. I find it's key to not worry about the future, to not worry about the outcome, to just be focused on the moment of creation in front of me. The less I become attached to it being my creativity, my creations, and open up more to allowing the creative flow of what I am to just flow through this vessel in whatever way it chooses, is bringing me a really deep sense of peace. I still see the patterns arising around all of this, having to do with self-worth and how what I'm offering out into the world is received, whether or not it has any value. But I'm grateful to say that those patterns aren't really catching me right now. I can see them and sense them, but they aren't taking over my experience. So I'm excited about moving into this new year and this new decade with a fresh, new, more relaxed attitude. And a big plus is the more relaxed I am within my experience, the less upset I am with my experience and with myself, the less judgmental I'm being with others. I'd like to inspire you to allow creativity to flow more freely through you as well, in whatever simple, beautiful way it would like to. After all, you are the creator. Being in alignment with that creative flow is going to bring you the most peace and joy. Wonderful. I'm extremely grateful that you're tuning in. Here's to a new year ahead of us, a new decade ahead of us, a whole lot of creativity, and many, many more vlog episodes. And also, we reached over 100 subscribers here on the channel, which I love. I love that there's more and more of you tuning in, and I'm grateful for each and every one of you. I love you very much, and I hope you're having a beautiful day. Remember, something wonderful is going to happen today. Peace.